Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tehillim Treasures, where we will plumb the beautiful depths and treasures of Tehillim from the very beginning of Tehillim to the end of David HaMelech's masterpiece. This episode is brought to you by Chazaq. Chazaq is an organization that helps public school children become Shomrei Torah mitzvahs, exposes them to the beauty of Torah and mitzvahs. Imagine for a moment you're standing in a store or you're walking down the street. You know the neighbor. You've known them for many years. You see their children riding their bike in the driveway. And you know they're Jewish. But now there's someone who can help them take the next step. And that is Chazaq, with countless programs after school and other wonderful programs to help expose them to the beauty of Yiddishkeit. If you know someone or know someone that knows someone that can help these children, then please email at psty@chazaq.org. This episode is also brought to you by Chickens for Shabbos. Chickens for Shabbos is exactly what it says it is, plus more. There are many people. There are Melamdim's children. There are Agunis. There are Grushis. There are families that do not have simple essentials for Shabbos and for life. Whatever they need, Chickens for Shabbos is there to provide. Please do your utmost to help in any way you can. Today we continue with Kuf Mem Zayin and Kuf Mem Ches, as we near the very end of this magnificent journey we've had together through Tehillim Treasures. Kuf Mem Zayin is Hallelujah Kitov Zamra Lekenu Kinoim Nava Sehila. It is good to make music to our God, for praise is pleasant and befitting. And the Siddur HaShalah says something fascinating. Zemer appears in Sefer Tehillim 102 times, which is, by the way, the gematria of the word Aleph, Mem, Vav, Nun, Hey, the gematria of Emunah. Emunah 41 is the Aleph, Mem. Vav is the added, is 47. Nun is 97. And Hey is 102. And it's also the numerical value of the name Elokeinu. Hafle vafela. Ki toiv zamra Elokeinu. It is good to sing to Hashem as many times as the word, the gematria of Elokeinu. Great. Now, great mark. And perhaps we can apply this to a beautiful idea. You know, when we have the name Elokeinu or Elokim, it's Midas Hadin. It's the harsh judgment. But harsh judgment can also be a Zemer. And it says in the Pasuk, who covers heavens with clouds, who prepares rain for the earth. When a storm is on the horizon, it may seem as if the world is collapsing around us. But you cannot fret. You cannot fear. Why? Because there is nothing more than a precursor to the rain and the goodness that Hashem wants to give you. In other words, when the clouds turn dark, and impending doom seems over the horizon, just know that that's Gishmei Bracha. That is rain of Bracha. What a beautiful metaphor. And this is something that we cannot forget. Because so often we go through difficult times and we don't know what we are meant to do. We don't know how we are supposed to interpret events. But what if I told you that every moment of that dark time is really a blessing in disguise? You would tell me I'm crazy. Toiv Zamra Elokeinu. You have to be willing to see the hand of Hashem and to know that no matter how difficult things are, it's always for our good, which is the Yesod Gadol of Emunah. And we can never give up. And we've seen it throughout life many times. There was a bacher. His name was Tzvi. And Tzvi was learning in Volozhin. And one time, Tzvi was sitting in Volozhin Yeshiva and he gets a summon for the army. He gets summoned to the army and he doesn't know what to do. He's not a soldier. He tried to get out of it, but nobody could give him an exemption. He had to go to the army. He's in the Russian army. And one day, he's standing in a little oasis, a clearing, and he sits down and he's learning a little bit of Mishnayos. Suddenly, the big strapping Russian soldier comes over and he goes, "Yid, get up!" And he throws him, kicks him off the tree stump. Startled, he gives him a kick in the gut. And Tzvi rolls over. He's in agony. And suddenly, when that happens, the Russian soldier sits down on the tree stump. He starts cursing at him. At that moment, the unthinkable occurred. Because at that moment, there was a gunshot. And it split through the ear. Tzvi was looking around. Where did it go? Where did it come from? And then he looked down and he saw that this muscular, strapping Russian soldier was keeled over in pain and fell to the ground lifelessly. And Reb Tzvi told his children, I forgot to say his last name, Reb Tzvi Edelstein told his children, Reb Gershon or Reb Yaakov Edelstein, to tell the world that when you get kicked in the gut, it's the best thing in the world. It's saving your life. Moving right along to Kapitel Kuf Mem Ches, we have a man becoming conductor of creation, and he starts orchestrating everybody singing. We don't realize that the man is Taka, the orchestrator. He is the conductor. But while we want people to understand their words, we don't want them to be Balei Gaiva. Because if you're a Baal Gaiva, the Rebbeinu Shalom said, there ain't room in this town for the two of us. Like a sheriff, Lavdil, you're done. And if you're done, you are done. Well, in 1967, after the Kaisel was returned to Jewish hands, the Vishnitzer, the Imrei Chaim, went to go daven there. And he davened for a long time. And he said, why is it that no matter how big of a Baal Gaiva a person is, when you stand in the proximity of the Kaisel, you feel humble? Why is that? And he said, the answer is because ordinarily Hashem Yisbarach hates those who are Balei Gaiva, and he refuses to share the same space of them. But when the Baal Gaiva comes to the Kaisel, a place where the Shekhinah is always present, then the Gaiva, which until now was part and parcel of the individual, has no choice but to depart. Because the Shekhinah doesn't want to be around them. V'nafshi ka'ofer lakol tia is what Sheitain's counsel. V'nafshi ka'ofer lakol tia. My soul should be like dirt to everybody. That is Rosh Tevis Kaisel. And this teaches us that when you stand in the presence of Hashem, the only eitzah is to be humble. Sad. Truth be told, we're all standing in the presence of Hashem every moment of our lives. And the more humble we can be, the greater opportunity we have to be able to serve Hashem in the manner in which He wants us to. Until next time, sei gesund.